Please welcome from a complete unknown sound mixer, Todd Maitland. That sound. All right. You can go for any microphone you want. Okay, Todd, let's just address one thing. That is Timothy Chalamet singing in the movie, all his live vocals. Talk about capturing those live performances and working with your entire sound team.
So the whole goal of this film was to capture a natural environment, and that was really from everything from New York City, where I grew up, and I know the sound of New York, to obviously to Timmy's singing. And I've done 16 music-based films before, and I've never done one without playback, not without an earpiece, not without a timing mechanism. So basically, what we caught on camera was there. There was no safety net. So I've never done a film like that. And to be able to do that and have everything ride on that moment was a pretty amazing feeling.
That's so amazing. We saw that, that world of New York, which is, and working with James Mangold, and he's very particular. So talk about capturing that sound of New York, because New York in 2025 does not sound like it did back in those days.
No, and we actually filmed in New Jersey because there's nothing in New York that looks like that anymore. But to recreate that sound, one of the things we did on this film was not only capture obviously Timmy and everybody else singing live, but we made the environments as real as we possibly could. So we had every sound going that we could. As they walk down the streets in New York, you have music coming from different places. Puff the Magic Dragon here, an opera singer here, music coming from the clubs. And we would put in even more music to help the actors. Jim really wanted the most live feeling for the actors so that they could follow through and really feel like they were living that time period and with that energy. And that energy was from what we just saw, the Cuban Missile Crisis. So we would put sound effects in while we were filming, which is something you never do. I'm always trying to keep things as isolated as possible for post-production. So capturing the dialogue separate from the sound effects. But this film, we did everything at the same time, which was unheard of before.
It's the joys of working with James Mangold, right?
Yes.
What was the most challenging aspect of filming a complete unknown?
I think once we got over the fact that there was really no safety net of a playback track and what we captured was the only thing that we had, the last scene of the film that we did, Newport, 1965, from when the workmen are out until Timmy leaves the stage, we filmed that as one straight shot, a 23-minute scene with everything going on, from all the music to everything that was happening off stage, all the chaos and all of that was shot at one single scene. I think it had 40 something microphones going on it. And we shot it as if it were a live concert. And a lot of this film was done as if it were a live concert. The whole idea was to really make sound a real important part of this character of the film. And I think that we really were able to capture that, which is pretty great.
There you go. We're going to need that 23-minute cut somewhere, like a director's cut at some point of a complete unknown, right?
Yes, I need that. That can follow me through the rest of my life.
There are moments in the film where, like Timmy and Monica, who was fantastic too, as Joan Baez. Yes, you can applaud for Monica too.
They were great.
When they're sitting in the room, when they're not on stage, like talk about capturing those quieter performances and what went into those.
So one of the things in the early rehearsals that I realized with Timothy was the way he held his guitar, similar to the way Bob held his guitar, which was the body of the guitar was high up on his body. So normally in miking somebody as an actor, you would put a lavalier microphone around here, but the way Timmy held his guitar, the body of the guitar covered it. So in early rehearsals, I said to Tim, we're going to need to mic you in your hair. That's the only way that I'm going to be able to capture the sound on this. And he is like, really? And then I had to massage that all the way through the hair department. And they were like, really? And I said, yes. And 12 times we wired him in his hand, in his hair. Even that piece that you see here, he's wired in his hair. We had a microphone inside the guitar and then multiple ambient mics going. So microphoning this film was one of the biggest challenges and rewards. We chose 42 period microphones for all of the venues. Each one of them had a different sound so that we could really have a tapestry of all the different venues, and they would each sound slightly different.
So amazing, right? So many people are like, wow. Okay, Todd, stay put. We thank you for that insight into a complete unknown. We are now going to take a look at a clip from The Substance. And I'll see you back for the group conversation.